Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths mod review. And today we've got the third Simple Weapons mod to be reviewed on the channel. This is the Age of Sail and Shot Cannon Foundry mod by Carolus Magnus, whom I happen to know is quite a skilled aesthetic builder in From the Depths, so it's nice to see they're still doing From the Depths related stuff. And this is an update of an older mod, made specifically for a custom campaign. And I'm just going to read out all the details to you from the Steam Workshop directly, just so we're all on the same page. So yeah, this is a re-upload of the old mod for backup purposes with 2 new additions. This mod and the CC is designed to complement were made for From the Depths version 2.4.9, but since it doesn't use a plugin, it should be compatible with later versions as well. I do think they're... more on this later. I do think there is a slight issue with this mod before anything else. It's added some blocks which don't seem to work very well. This mod, bit of a spelling area, this mod contains 3 different types of guns and 4 power size cost classes each. Culverins, Saker, and Carronades, and yes, they're all arrayed out here. Culverins are more accurate and fire bigger shells, but are heavier, more expensive, and have fewer RPM. I think that should be less RPM. Carronades fire short-range grape shot volleys with long reload times, devastating at short range. Saker are an intermediate weapon for medium ranges, with smaller shells and accuracy than Culverins, but lower cost and higher firing rate. Each gun type has 3 variants at each size, a version with carriage, a version without carriage, and I just lost my space. A version without carriage and a version with gun ports. The gun port model courtesy of After Cataclysm, which is another mod. The cannon models were made by the Cold Seas dev, so actually a fair bit of collaboration going on here, which is lovely. Always good to see people working together to make awesome stuff. It also adds 4 heavy platform-mounted weapons, a mortar, siege rifle, howitzer, and ribald, more on them in a second. And it has stackable APS inputs that can form functional input snakes for diff guns, which I like because I love diff guns. And you've got an invisible 10-meter barrel, a functionally 10-meter long barrel that has the appearance of a 1-meter barrel, so you don't need to stick noodles on your casemates. And 2 new sets of blocks, seasoned timber so you can make buoyant and tough wooden warships, and sailcloth so you can make mock-ups of billowwind canvas. The weapons have their own sound clips, taken from the Age of Empires 3 mod, Guns and Explosions. I think that's a spelling mistake. And lambasting about the inaccuracy of historical names used will be ignored, and that's probably why there's no comments on this. There probably will be comments after this video goes up. I encourage you to leave a positive comment. Leave positive comments all over the place, make people's lives better. So, firstly a note on the new Sailbox, which I suspect is not cooperating very well with the Mega Slopes mod, which I still have installed, and I should probably uninstall before I do anything else, because I can't find the new blocks unless I do this. What was it? Season. So, Season Timber block. And so, we got... So, what we got here is a seasoned timber block, and it's wood, but it's just a lot tougher. So, got the 4-meter seasoned timber beam right here, and 6,480 health and 6 armor. Compare that to a regular wooden beam, which is considerably less. So, it's just basically making things. It's an aesthetic thing. Let's go back here. That is a balance problem though, because they cost the same as regular wood, so it's like, yeah, that is a bit of a balance issue, but it's made for a custom campaign, so I guess it's okay. But, yeah, and the sailcloth, I think, I've been getting errors regarding alloy textures, so, there we go, sailcloth. So, these things just have the appearance of alloy, which is a problem. I suspect that's not supposed to happen. So, we go here, slopes, that just looks like alloy, and inverted just looks like alloy, so something is not going on very well there. So, don't get this mod for that. The guns are what we're here for. So what guns do we have indeed? A lot of them. So as I've just read out, there's 3 categories. There is the there's the culverins, sakers, and carronades. So from right to left, so we've got these things right here. These are the, what's it? Ah, that's the sakers, so the smaller guns. These are pretty strong, also pretty strong kinetic damage. They all do explosive damage, those of which don't use custom shells, because most of them actually use custom shells. So once you head over here, they're all basically very similar things on the same way. The only differences are the ones I just read out. So if we just, oh, I don't know, if we spawn a marauder in just a few meters away, put them over there, a couple of years. So these things sound amazing. So when they go bang, it's a very satisfying bang. And they're very satisfying to use because they are actually kind of strong. They have horrible accuracy, I should mention. I should just mention that the shells we're using is just HE head gunpowder casing. And the actual caliber of most of these things are, well, yeah, they're actually quite big. This is 500mm over there, these culverins. The demi-culverins, 370, 250, 200, so they're decently chunky, and this wee broadside we got here actually is doing a fair amount of damage. So, yeah, I'm thinking this mod isn't strictly balanced. You don't get this mod to, I guess, augment the vanilla From the Depths experience. Get this if you really want sailboats to be, well, I guess, old-timey sail ships to be viable, or just these broadsides, these massive broadsides to be viable. That's fun. That is fun. So yeah, that's all of these. They're all just variants, modifiable stats here, there, and everywhere. So let's go over here. So 108 pounder culverin. I'm pretty sure these are a lot bigger than any real-life, whatchamacallit, any real-life black powder cannon. But yeah, well, we're in From the Depths. They're also kind of cheap, I think. Like, this lob is 500mm shells, but is cheaper than, yeah, it's cheaper than these things over here, the quad and the octuple 40mm guns. Admittedly, they're horribly inaccurate. The carronades are fun, though, because they just lob a whole bunch of stuff. And we've got a disintegrating marauder. That's lovely. So yeah, the custom shell thing is like, I do like these custom shell simple weapons simply because, well, they're customizable. It's fantastic. Alright, so moving on to the Cannon Array 2, here is, here's the other thing that we mentioned. It's the, excuse me, it's like the big guns, so to speak. So if you go to Imperium mod, Imperium Heavy Artillery, you've got these gigantic guns, which are damn big. And yeah, so 500mm, 500mm, 1200mm, 500mm, 500mm. These are the kind of things that, well, to give you an idea of how big these fellas are, Rambot is 2 meters tall, and yeah, they're big. I'm pretty sure no real-life 17th century or just Age of Sail guns were ever this big, but again, this is From the Depths. And I don't think it's meant to be 100% historically accurate, so that's okay. These things are fun, though. They go bang. Let's spawn in our friend the Marauder again and blow it up, so... Same shell as before. The organ gun is a little bit interesting, because I'm pretty sure it shouldn't fire like that. Also, the sound that these big guns over here make is quite interesting. It sounds almost sci-fi. I do like how they look, though. They look kind of grubby and worn. They look like they're made of lead. Boom. Yeah, these are strong. I think this mod might be a little bit overpowered with these. Or at the very least, when you're shooting at things that are made of wood. Yeah, so, whoopsies. I think some of these are using custom shells, some of these aren't. Which ones is which? So... Custom shell, simple shell, simple shell, simple shell. So these two 400-pounders use custom shells. These three use simple shells. So yeah, I think these things are kind of really strong. Let's shoot at something a bit bigger. Let's shoot at a greenfield, because that makes sense. Please don't lag my game to oblivion. I would hate that. I think that was the mortar that just fired. Oh, there goes the organ gun. Makes a lovely mess. Bless this mess. Bang, bang, bang. Actually, I'm gonna turn you off, because when the green field fires all its simple guns, oh boy, it lags like crazy. Fire again. Boom. Boom. Wow, that actually hit. My goodness. So yeah, these, that's basically what it's like. It adds more guns. It adds more guns. What more do you want? That organ gun is freaking terrifying, and I think it's actually more accurate than it's supposed to be. I should mention as well, there is a balance issue with, I say issue. This was made for a custom campaign, so presumably you're going to be fighting ships that have these things. And if they have them and you have them, then it's, well, that's kind of balance. But I guess these 400-pounders, their rate of fire does not change depending on how long the shell is. So you can have these guys, well, you can have them low. Their max shell length is 7 meters, so you can have huge batteries of these things firing really damn big shells. So yeah. But before we get to demonstrating that, there is one thing to demonstrate, and that is the stackable inputs that were mentioned before. So if we have our advanced cannon right here, so that's here, and then we have an omni-mantlet, because why not? So what they mean by the stackable inputs is, they, meaning Carolus Magnus, is this thing. So, we're here, and we got the stackable input, which has exactly the same model as a firing piece, so that isn't confusing at all. And just going to do this, so we can get this to an interesting gauge. So like so, 400 millimeters, and then let's put the invisible barrel on it. So we go here. Whoa. So this, actually, wait, let's test that first. So we're gonna go here, and we're going to have a very long shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just go here, HE, and HE. No, I want the other HE. Thank you, thank you. So 400. So this is a 7-meter clip length required, but here we go. So now immediately you've got something that has it's limited by its cooling limit. Actually, its ammo intake limit is 1.6. So we need more of these. So, damn it, I was over. How about now? That will do. Thank you, thank you. And we're just gonna stick some recoil absorbers on it. For fun and profit. There we go. That was too many recoil absorbers. Alright, so now let's see how the barrel works. I totally did that before. So accuracy of 0.37. Let's go find the invisible barrel. 0.26. Okay. So here we have the whole idea behind making diff guns more viable with these stackable inputs. These are kind of broken, not gonna lie, because they are, one of these things is quite expensive, but if you're lobbing huge shells, it's still cheaper than, and certainly more volume efficient than a regular input plus a 8-meter loader. So, I don't know, I feel that this mod is one. I don't feel this mod is supposed to be balanced, but it would be nice if it was, because I don't know. This is shamelessly my bias. I like mods in which my favorite kind of mod is the kind which it just fits into the base game seamlessly. Like you know, it just does it seamlessly and it's all good. So we're here. That looks bizarre. What? What? Come on. Come on. More cooling needed. More cooling needed. Cool for me. Oh, come on. What the? Yeah, that's okay. That's an issue right there. This mod's got some problems. So, not a perfect mod. Get this mod for the black powder guns. So, on that note, just gonna leave you off with an example of the kind of things you can make with this mod. I made a gunnery canoe, so it's nothing amazing. It's just got it's got the 400 pounders. It's got some 108 pounder culverins. It's got a few of these. This thing, I think, does way better than it's supposed to. Is kind of cheap for being an entirely wooden canoe. I did also stick entirely internal propulsion in here. This isn't cheating, honest. And it can beat a marauder. So, there you have it. You can make wacky ships like this, and I apologize to Carolus Magnus, because this is almost certainly not the kind of ship that they had in mind when they made this mod. Because this looks like nothing that has ever sailed upon the ocean sea, because it's a canoe with a box on it. This mod is very satisfying, I do have to say. These are very satisfying gunnery noises. Happy gunnery noises. So yeah, it's like, overall, this is a pretty decent mod, but it really does show that it is kind of like an update of an older one. And some things are still kind of not quite there. The canvas sailcloths just have the alloy texture, so that didn't survive very well. And yeah, it's probably not compatible with the Mega Slopes block, because I can't find the seasoned timber that it adds. And yeah, the guns feel maybe a little bit overpowered. They don't feel quite as balanced as this mod doesn't feel quite as balanced as the other simple weapon mods that I've reviewed. Although, to be fair, it might be a presentation bias in that you wouldn't expect black powder guns to be as effective as this. How dare you blow up my... How dare you blow up this? I blow you up, not the other way around. Bang. But yeah, like, I can recommend this mod. Have a play with it. Why not? So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters. Thank you, Carolus Magnus, for putting this mod up. Like, if you got the time to fix some of the things in it, then that is great. But if not, don't worry about it. The mod's still fun. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you next time in From the Depths mod review. Farewell. I love how these turrets look, actually.